Hey, Joel, great to see you. How are you doing?
Hey Bonnie, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Greetings from Toronto, a city you know quite well.
I do, and also my other favorite person in Toronto is also her name is also Bonnie.
Well, then we're going to get along just fine, my friend.
I
Let me
hope
just
so.
tell you how obsessed I am with this series. Like,
Oh,
binged
that's so
season
good to
one.
hear.
It is so good, and then I couldn't stop with season two. So I'm up to episode 8. I can't
Oh,
wait for the
great.
rest. When I was wondering, when you first got offered this role, Joel, was it a dream come true for you to be able to put on a spacesuit?
It was. It is one of those like childhood dreams of being like being a policeman, a fireman, and an astronaut. I think it's kind of that's sort of how it goes for little boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this really was this whole project has kind of been a dream. When they laid out the whole sort of multi-season pitch to me, I was pretty blown away, and that's what's so exciting now when we get to show everyone season 2, and we're about to go shoot season 3. Um, Now people are starting to see the inklings of the grander vision of this show. And when it was presented to me, I really believed that this could be one of the great shows of all time. And it just has such a big vision.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
so yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. The attention to detail is bar none phenomenal. But what also I love about it, it's not just about space. You don't have to be a space geek. It really does concentrate a lot on the drama of what happens down on the ground, or what happens to your family and everything. Tell me a little bit about that, because in season 2 we see Ed is a little frustrated. We're in the 80s now, and boy, he has a little bit of a temper, my friend.
Yeah, he definitely has some anger issues, old Ed. And no, and it was a pretty intense journey over the course of the second season. In the end of the first season, the Baldwin family, of course, suffers a horrific, family tragedy, the nightmare of any family and father. And then we come in the second season 10 years later, and you'd expect that those wounds are as an actor, that's the challenge, to sort of play that pain, that hurt. That's sort of what we look forward to. And and I just thought that the writers approached it in such a sophisticated way. It didn't start where we expected. Actually, when we first meet Ed in the second season, he's almost a lighter spirited. He seems at peace in some way, and
That's
and
true.
and he's sort of given up on some of his dreams to just be present with his family. And then, of course, the Cold War starts heating up, and when there's prospect of a nuclear catastrophe, Ed Baldwin's gonna be in the middle of it. Uh, but in those initial stages, I feel like it was really great writing, where that pain is, of course, those wounds are there. They're always going to be there, but they're not on the surface. And then they come out in ways where you just didn't expect, and that's just the way I think life is. So
Yeah,
so that's very good writing, I thought.
oh, it's fantastic. Now, I almost felt like coming on and saying, "Hi, Bob." I love that every time we see each other.
Hi,
Hi,
Bob.
cracks me up. I love it. You can always say "Hi, Bob" to me. But I got to ask you, because just in the news yesterday, I can't even believe this, that SpaceX, Elon Musk is sending the first civilian space mission. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the money goes to charity and stuff. But so now, as a fictional astronaut, what advice would you give them?
I talk a lot to my friend Garrett Reisman, who is a former astronaut. He worked at SpaceX as well, and he's been in space for I think 3 months or something like that. But he also says, I'd love to go as a civilian, to just enjoy the ride, because they are constantly working, and there's so much pressure. So you don't really have the time to just really relax and enjoy, because you're there on a mission. And so I think it would be incredible. One of the things that really struck me when I was preparing for this, and really was diving in, and trying to get an understanding of all the astronauts' experiences, and see if there was some sort of common thing in their experience, and it really was something that so many of them were talking about, was that seeing Earth from afar, getting that perspective of Earth as, you know, this blue orb in this sea of darkness. It profoundly changed them, and it reminded them in a different way that you know, it sounds corny, and that we are one family. You know, we are a human family, and we have this little precious planet, and you know, it reminds us we have to take care of it, and we shouldn't, you know, engulf in tribal strife and, you know, all the silliness that we humans do. But you know, that's why I think that the more people that get that perspective, the better it is.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. I love this show to death. It's amazing. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Joel. Take care, stay safe, and hope to see you back in Toronto after the pandemic,
I'm
okay?
looking forward to it, Bonnie. Thank you so much for talking
Take
to me.
care.